The Seton Catholic volleyball team is riding sky high, ranked third in the state. They are going for their 7th straight win as they take on the Odyssey Institute right here from John J. McMahon Gym on the Seton Catholic Sports Network. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Joe Pequeno. So glad you can join us. Well, Coach John Engelbert and the Sentinels are off to a tremendous start. 20-7, 5-0 in region play. They're going for their 7th straight win. They got a couple of great players in the middle, and Owen McElvey and Jackson Heim, and this team is clicking on all cylinders. Now tonight to take on the Odyssey Institute, which is struggling, of course, but that doesn't matter. It's all about Seton and what they're trying to accomplish as they head toward the final stretch of the regular season. Right now we're going through the school prayer and the national anthem, and we'll be back shortly with the starting lineups. And we are just moments away from the opening serve as the Sentinels welcome in the Odyssey Institute. Sentinels coming off a 3-set victory over Basis of Phoenix. Had a good conversation with head coach John Engelbert, who talked about his squad, feels that the talent separation from them in the upper tier of the 3A, not much. And he feels this team has got what it takes come playoff time to go a long way. Starting lineup for the Sentinels: number 1, Robert Burns; number 5, Gabe Keppel; number 7, Diego Kubisak; number 11, Owen McElvey; number 12, Jackson Heim; number 19, Lucas Cernurka; and as well as you'll see Brady Pritchard in the libero spot. For Odyssey Institute, it'll be number 1, Preston Bear; number 2, Everett Watts; number 4, Noah Sadek; number 6, Francisco Orozco; number 7, Max Diaz-Gonzalez; number 15, Moses Jurak; and number 17, Ethan Barney. Seeing both teams with the standard shake hands at the net. Sentinels rolling off, as we mentioned. They are on a roll. They've won 6 straight, knocking off SCA, Gilbert Christian, Cactus, Ben Franklin, Madison Highland Prep, and of course Basis Phoenix as they wind down the final stretch of the regular season. Odyssey Institute tonight, Cicero Prep Academy tomorrow, Leading Edge Academy on Friday, and then they are at ALA Ironwood next week. And as you can see, these young men are excited, they are fired up, they're playing excellent volleyball, and they feel they can win anywhere, anytime. In a recent tournament, they won all their matches, and John Engelbert said he worked with different lineups, and his team just managed to figure it out. So this is a group that is coming together well. They are blossoming, and they are believing at just the right time and coming together at just the right time. Playoffs are right around the corner, and if things continue for the Sentinels, they'll host a couple first-round matchups, and of course we'll dial that up right here on the Seton Catholic Sports Network. Odyssey Institute, led by Jeremy Bill in his third year. You can see the coach right to our left in the dark shirt. And serving up is going to be number 7, Max Diaz-Gonzalez, and that is going to be out right off the bat. So the Sentinels getting the service break right off the bat. Your referees on the floor, E.J. Valentini, as well as your chair, Naomi Evanson. Middle attack, and that is busted in the middle by Jackson Heim, a transfer from St. Mary's, who has waited his turn and now is coming up big in a big way for this team. Owen on the serve. Back row, and a win right there at the net by Diego Kubisak. Senior outside hitter going up and going up strong. Owen McElvey came up in the JV ranks last year, and all of a sudden he has blossomed. The team's leading outside hitter on the serve. Seton on the return, setting it in the middle, and Kubisak denied at the net. So the Odyssey Institute, a record of 4-17. A squad that is struggling, trying to find itself. What would make their season is the ability to come here at Seton and pull off a win, and Jackson Heim ain't having any of that. Big time thunder in the middle. Sentinels explosive in the middle, and they have a lot of talent and moving parts, and that's always a good thing. Sentinels on top of the 3 Metro at 5-0, really in control of their destiny. Tomorrow night, a big region finals for the region, taking on Cicero Prep right here, and we'll have it on the Seton Catholic Sports Network. Worked in the middle. Kubisak, back row, and Odyssey Institute can't handle it. And the Sentinels off to a quick 5-1 lead. Paulo Hutchison on the live stream, a cast of millions making this live stream happen. You just don't see them because they're so valuable. Sentinels on the serve, and a good one. Working that back row off the rafter, and a point for the Sentinels as they are cruising a quick 6-1 lead. Sentinels, if you look at their current 6-game or 6-match winning streak, as Kyle Open make that, Lucas Sonerka on that serve. And that's a service break going back the other way. In their current winning streak that spans 6 matches, they have not lost a set. They've been that good. And the Odyssey Institute gives it right back. The Odyssey Institute, they are called the Minotaurs, which is a pretty cool mascot name. Minotaurs was also the mascot in the movie's Role Model with Paul Rudd and Stifler from American Pie. Odyssey Institute winning that at the net. Francisco Orozco coming up big, the junior. Coach Jeremy Bill making some substitutions. Sebastian Cano in. Noah Sadek checking out. A 7-3 Seton lead early in this first set. Sentinels looking for their 21st victory of the season. Outside, a little push across, and a good piece of work by Gabe Keppel, the junior, showing his touch. When we talk about these two teams, as the Sentinels getting ready to serve it up, and that's going to be Brady Pritchard, the junior, in that libero jersey, fires it into the heart of the Odyssey Institute middle, and that is strung long. 9-3 Sentinels. As these two teams didn't face off very much in the course of time, but now that they're in 3A, they'll be seeing each other a lot more, and that is power through the left side. Gabe Keppel once again showing his tremendous hops. So timeout on the floor, lifetime. Sentinels are 3-1 against the Odyssey Institute. Last match came on April 18th of 2024 with a 4-set victory. And here they are off to a 10-3 lead. John Engelbert, of course, the head coach. His assistants, Andrew Betlach and Trevor Weary. John won a state title here at Seton back in the day, back in 2016, part of the Division II region. And John also a fixture as an assistant coach for James Johnson on the girls' side. And what a year the ladies had, making it to the finals, showing their grit, battling through injuries, and making it all the way to the title game at Phoenix Veterans Memorial Coliseum downtown. And here they are, boys back on the floor with a 10-3 lead. And talking to John about this match, he essentially said when you play a struggling team, it's really about doing what's necessary to really get their work in and work on the little things and be disciplined and be on point and don't take any team for granted. Back row attack, and that's a good one by Kubisak as the Minotaurs trying to win a battle at the net. And it's going back and forth, and that is blasted in the corner, and that is going to be long. Gabe Keppel just a little too much energy on that left corner. Francisco Orozco, the 6'2 junior, will serve it up. Worked in the middle, and that's a power blast. And that's a good blast by Owen McElvey. Owen McElvey came up as a junior, doing some tremendous things for his team. Now on serve is Robert Burns, the sophomore. Burnsy will knock it across. Dug out by the Minotaurs. They try to dink it in the middle. Sentinels are there, and Sentinels blast it the other way, and Keppel long on the return. 11-4, make that 11-5 Sentinels. Action just underway. Plenty of volleyball this week on the Seton Catholic Sports Network. We're back at it tomorrow, and McElvey firing a winner in the middle. Checking in Dominic Circa as Gabe Keppel gets a breather. Dominic with the gird serve across. Orozco is there. They set the middle. Minotaurs gracefully get it over, and that is blocked at the net. McElvey is there. Minotaurs working the back row, and they get the win. Preston Bear was there. The senior does a little bit of everything. Plays outside. Also a setter. As Max Diaz Gonzalez goes to work at the service line. 12-6, Sentinels with the lead. Right side, and that is busted big time. Owen up and strong. 13-6. Good crowd on hand. Members of the softball team have just rolled in as well. Owen on the serve. Left side attack, and Kubisak going up strong. The Sentinels win the point, 14-6. Family members in the stands. Good hard serve by Owen. Knocked across. Owen is there, set up in the middle. And getting up strong, Jackson Hahn. Transfer from St. Mary's. He had to wait his opportunity. Now he's plugging that middle and doing a nice job. 15-6. Owen on the serve across. Worked in that middle, and Heim up and strong. But they're saying it's a net violation. Naomi Evanishin, the chair judge. Heim, opportunity, and Heim gets blocked at the net. Preston Bear on serve. Odyssey Institute. Good little flip over by the Sentinels at the net. Kubisak, big time thunder on that left side. Diego has got some hops. He was voted by his classmates most likely to destroy the opposition on a high attack. Odyssey Institute, only 4 victories on the season. They've lost 5 in a row. They're coming off a 5-set loss to Northwest Christian. Before that, a 3-set loss to ALA West Foothills, 2 of the best teams in 3A. Kubisak with authority, almost took the head off Max Diaz-Gonzalez. 18-7. Another timeout on the floor. Paulo Hudson on the live stream. So good to see Paulo. Always bringing the energy as you take a good look at the Seton bench. A team that has played its regular season and has done a really tremendous job with it. 20-7 home. They're 6-1 away, 4-2, 10-4 in neutral site affairs. And that's really big because soon enough, if the Sentinels make a tremendous run, they'll have to play a neutral site game, and that would be in the finals. Now, unlike the girls' playoff situation where the girls had to play multiple playoff matches in one day, that won't be the case. The higher seed will always host straight to the finals. So Sentinels continue to win. They'll have the luxury of playing right here at John J. McMahon Gym. The friendly confines right off Ray and Dobson Road as Lucas Sonerka will serve it up. Minotaurs try to work the middle. And they call it a violation. 2 hands palmed on the return. 19-7. Sonerka fires it right into Preston Bear. Knocked over in the middle. And that's just a little too long by Jackson Hahn. Sentinels started the season rolling off 5 straight wins. Marcos, Notre Dame Prep, Valley Vista, Martin Point, and Valley Vista yet again. They lost to ALA West Foothills by the count of 2-0. And coming up strong, Brock Steele. Brock, a fixture on the basketball team, showing his ability to reach the rafters and bring down some power. Kubisak on the serve. Minotaurs left side, and right there, coming up big, Gabe Keppel. 22-8. Sentinels in dominating fashion. Of course, in between sets, We'll take a breather to catch our breath. Minotaurs trying to extend this one. Back row. And in the middle. Punishing. Jackson Hahn. JH with a purpose as Kubisak looking to continue this great Seton run. Knocked across almost a near ace. Good little soft touch by the Minotaurs, and Jackson Hahn in the middle. He wins the battle against Moses Jurek, and it's set point for the Sentinels. 24-8. Sentinels working fast and efficiently. Kubisak across. Orozco, they go right back to him. Blocked to the net by Hahn. Push across, Kubisak has the answer. Set up on that left side, Keppel. And oh yes, Gabe Keppel with the winner, and the Sentinels take the first set by the count of 25-8. We'll take a short breather. More to come from John J. McMahon Gym, Sentinels and the Minotaurs on the Seton Catholic Sports Network. So the Sentinels in dominating fashion took the first set, 25-8. Now they focus on set number 2. Dominic Sierka, the junior, plays a little libero for the team, as well as setting the Sentinels up accordingly. He'll get this second set underway. Sentinels looking for win number 21 of the year. Knocked across right into the heart of the Institute, and that's a miss hit by Jelani Tyson. In position, he had the high hops, just misfired on the attack. Sentinels right back at it tomorrow, taking on Cicero Prep. Knocked across by Dominic. The Minotaurs trying to fight back in this second set. And how about Owen McElvey? High and hard. And a 2-0 Sentinels advantage. The Sentinels team, my first look at them this year, quick, they've got outside hitters and they move well on the floor. Good combination. Big thing, John Engelbert, the head coach, was just talking about his team as that one drops in. Dominic gets credited for the ace, 3-0. Just talked about his team needing to continue to raise the IQ and the discipline. And if they do that, they're going to be in a good position when it all counts. And that's going to count here in a couple weeks. They'll be into the postseason. They'll finish off the regular season on the road. And then they get kind of like a weird week off break, which is kind of unfortunate. They have their last game against ALA Ironwood on the 28th. As the Odyssey Institute gives it right back. Owen will serve it up. And then a week off between that last regular season game and they get into the postseason. So it's almost, for the Sentinels, a good time to rechannel the energy as Diego, big time thunder. 5-1 Sentinels. But you're just hoping they don't lose any kind of momentum down the stretch as well. But that would be the case for all the teams heading toward the postseason. Owen on the serve. Worked in the middle. And Kubisak was going for the soft kill. Owen. And Owen on the miss hit. Not a lot of mistakes for the Sentinels so far. And that's a rare one right there. This is a team that really efficient on the attack. That's worked right in the middle by Jackson Hine. And you can tell Jackson has a high IQ, knows when to use power and knows when to use finesse. Back on the court, Brock Steele, man of. And a timeout on the floor for Odyssey Institute. Jeremy Bill and the squad having to rechannel their focus as the Sentinels have stormed out to a 6-2 lead. As we look at the remaining matchups for the Sentinels in the regular season, Cicero Prep tomorrow night. Leading Edge Academy Friday right here, a 6 p.m. matchup. So come on down to John J. McMahon Gym. Say hello to the press row, say hello to Paulo Hutchison, and say hello to our furry friend who's finally making an appearance. He's in the middle of the huddle, right there on the back of the jersey of Diego Kubisak. That is Freddie the Flamingo, because he is everywhere on campus. We're going to call him the unofficial mascot of the Sentinels. You know, all we need is to get him, we need to get him a Sentinels helmet. Paulo, what do you think about that? A little Sentinels attire. If we can do that, that would be simply tremendous. So 6-2 with Lucas Sonerka. Gonna go on serve. Lucas rips it across, and that is out of bounds. Now 7-2. So talking to John Engelbert about tonight's match, he said for the Sentinels, got to disregard the opposing team's record, just really focus on being sharp. And Jackson Heim in that middle, making sure the Sentinels are doing just that. Now leading 8-2. No hesitation, moving quickly. And that's what you want to see. When you're a dominant team, you face an inferior team, make quick work. Don't let them hang around. That's the recipe for upsets. And that's a good push in the middle by Jelani Tyson. 8-3, Minotaurs trying to claw their way back with Everett Watts, the junior, on serve. John J. McMahon Gym. Have not been in this gym since basketball season. Always a pleasure to coach, or I should say call Karen Selves and Carter Aby's games. Brock Steele getting up like a champ on that left side. 9-3. Diego Kubisak on serve. Diego, been a force in this one from the outside. Serves it up. Odyssey Institute working the outside of Roscoe, and Roscoe's blocked by Heim. He gets it across. Keppel's there. Right side. Steele. Brock busting it. 10-3. SC. Kubisak remains on serve. Rips it across. And that one's going to be short. And Brock getting the love from the Seton bench. Good group. Highly unified, this Sentinels team. Coach Engelbert feels they've got the grind power and the dog in them to make a run. Service break by the Minotaurs. 11-4 with Max Diaz-Gonzalez serving it up. Back row, Kubisak in the middle. And Jackson Heim with some finesse at the net. Substitutions. Bennett Laragoit in, and I will promise if I butcher that name, I'll get it correct the next time around. And right there, going up like a champ, Gabe Keppel. 13-4. Sentinels working fast and efficiently. Some happy parents in the crowd. Seeing a lot of smiling faces. Watching these young men take control of this match, now leading 13-4. Good serve. Minotaurs trying to keep it alive, and a little miscommunication in the middle of the floor.
You know better.
Jacob Howe checking in. Diego Kubisak checking out. Diego ferocious in this one as Brady Pitchard, the libero, serving it up. Minotaurs blocked at the net. And Brock Steele. And Brock has got a tremendous, look, I'm a big fan of Brock Steele's name. Brock is a cool name. Then you put that with Steele, my goodness. If there's a better name out there, please let me know. 15-4. I mean, it's not like Paulo Hutchinson, but Brock Steele is pretty cool. 16-4. And Brady Pritchard is doing some damage at the service line. Sentinels playing this one like they get a movie slot at Chandler Harkins. And by the way, for a great movie to go see, if you love horror movies, Sinners with Michael B. Jordan. Oh, so good. Just saw it the other night. Spectacular, as the Minotaurs have got to find a way to control this surge by the Sentinels, now leading 17-4. Sentinels looking for their 7th straight win. A team that now in the 3A region, and while we've got a little time on our hands, we can check out the Sentinels in the 3A Metro Volleyball Conference. They're 5-0. Cicero Prep Academy's 2-0. Rise and Honors 2-1. Basis Phoenix 1-2. SCA 1-2. Basis Flagstaff 1-4. Madison Highland Prep 1-4. And I asked Coach Engelberg if he was concerned about the region maybe not being as difficult as others. He said at times that is a concern, but feels he's really loaded the schedule well to have them ready for anything and everything they'll see come postseason. Keppel across the way. Minotaurs. Orozco, a little push across. And that is in as the flag points inside the court. 17-5. That stomps a 6-0 run. Orozco on the serve. Pritchard's there. Blocked at the net. It's going to go the other way. Let's say Keppel with a net violation. Orozco rips it across. Tangles off the twine. Sentinels almost with a rare miscommunication in this one. And that's busted by Jirac in the middle. Big time hit by Moses Jirac. 17-7. Sentinels already took the first set 25-8. Right side. And that is out of bounds. Odyssey rolling off a couple points in a row with ways to go. Orozco right into Pritchard. Sonerka. Keppel cross court. And that drops. A little miscommunication between Bennett Laragoit and Keppel. Now 17-9. Match like this, and Orozco gives it back. Sentinels working all kinds of different combinations and giving a lot of opportunities. Brock Steele checking out. Robert Burns going back in. Robert Burns, sophomore. Minotaurs keeping it alive. Burns setting up that right side. And that is busted long by Sonerka. Now 18-10. Minotaurs blowing some steam. Sentinels looking for their 7th home win of the season. Tremendous first year in 3A as Noah Sadek on the serve for the Minotaurs. Pritchard's there. Burns. And a violation against the Sentinels. Now 18-11. Sadek on the serve. And how about Jelani Tyson in the middle? 18-12. As this young group of Sentinels right here learning how to win accordingly. Pritchard worked up top, knocked over. Good effort by Cernurka. Left side. And that drops as Logan McMahon comes up with the winner. Now 18-13. A lot of second unit players in for the Sentinels getting valuable PT. Got to learn on the fly. Sadek on a run and almost blast that right into the back of the head of Jelani Tyson. 19-13, Dominic Sierka in on serve. Sentinels, of course, would love to roll off 6 straight and take a 2-set lead. Sierka. Right into the middle of Roscoe. And Tyson shows a lot of promise, but that time mistimed the jump. 20-13. Sierka. Right into the middle of Orozco. Tyson. And off the body of a Sentinel. And that'll go in favor of the Odyssey Institute with Sebastian Cano on serve. Only 20-14. Minotaurs, you know, hanging. And that's busted on the other side by Jacob Howe. That's long range, and that's out. 21-14. And then Sentinels bench alive and kicking with Brady Pritchard gonna go on serve. Pushed across, back row. Good touch in the middle by Heim. Minotaurs had the answer. No, this time they don't. Jackson living large in the land of Seton. 22-14. Sentinels 3 points away from a second set victory. On serve. Lurgoit. And right through the hands, the wickets of Logan McMahon. Sentinels closing in. Doing what's necessary on home court. Good opportunity for the Sentinels to get a lot of bodies on the floor. Back row, and that's going to be a tad long. 23-15. Sentinels now have a chance to win this one on serve. Preston Bear, and Bear gives it right back. Set point for the Sentinels as Lucas Cernurka getting ready. Brock Steele going back in. Cernurka fires it. Good save by Pritchard. Cernurka in the middle. Brock Steele blocked at the net. And that one ends up in the crowd. And look, if you're going to be in the crowd, it's your job to serve it back in play to give the Sentinels a chance at the point. Don't be afraid. It's not a softball game where people just blindly look away and hoping the ball doesn't hit. 24-16. Paulo punching up the shot accordingly. Pritchard, Cernurka, and Jackson on the miss hit at the net. breathing a little fire. Of course, they're trailing by 7. Long way to go. With Everett Watts on serve. Watts. Sonurka. Brock Steele and Brock. In that back row, Bear was there. Orozco bumps it over. Pritchard resets. Sonurka. Jackson Heim and Heim. And that does it. Heim comes through, and the Sentinels with a 2-set lead. Taking the first set 25-18, the second set 25-17. Take a 3-minute break, more to come. Sentinels 1 set away from their 21st win of the season. And we welcome you back to John J. McMahon Gym. We're about a $140 away from the third set. Sentinels with a 2-set lead, taking the first set 25-8 and the second set 25-17. I'm joined by the lovely senior who played on the girls' varsity volleyball team for Coach James Johnson and Sienna Morales. And Sienna, so good to see you. And
it's very good to see you too.
How has life been treating you as you kind of wind down your Sentinels career?
Yeah, it's been pretty good, you know. I'm really sad though because senior year's coming to an end, so gotta say goodbye to all my friends soon.
And that being said, as you kind of walk the hallways and you know you come to the sporting events and see your friends, what's it like knowing that it's just a matter of time before that calendar checks out and you're officially done here at Seton Catholic?
It's really bittersweet because you know you don't really notice it when it's happening, but now that like it's coming to an end, it's kind of hitting me more. So I'm just taking every moment that I can, having fun while I can, you know.
You are always such a bright, smiling face on the volleyball team, but just not on the volleyball team. Every time I see you, you got this tremendous glow about you. And that being said, what was it like for you to be part of James Johnson's volleyball team, and how much did that mean to you in the course of your time here at Seton?
Oh, I loved every minute of it. You know, I made a lot of friends from the volleyball team, and honestly, I consider them my sisters because of how close we got. I wouldn't trade any of it for the world, and I'm so glad I got to be part of the team. It really meant a lot to me. And
what a tremendous year the team had, making it to the finals.
Yeah.
And the team had to persevere through so much, so many injuries and so many moving parts. What was it like to see this team go through so much adversity, but when it's all said and done, make it to the finals?
Yeah, I will say it was not expected, you know, but our goal at the beginning of the year was to put a banner on the wall, so I'm glad that we were able to accomplish that, you know, through hardships and all. I think it really motivated us to do a lot better, and I'm glad we were able to be successful in the end.
No question, the team had a tremendous run, and of course, you know, it was such a dominating performance considering all the injuries and all the different lineups you had to go through, and to make it that far, and just a tremendous effort by James Johnson, the coaching staff, and all the girls on the team. And when you reflect back on your volleyball time, what really stood out to you?
I just think it's the relationships I made the whole time. I don't think that I would be the player I am today if it wasn't for the people behind me. My teammates, my coaches, my family, the support system I had, I think they really played a big part in my volleyball career and how it shaped me as the player I am.
And now you're on the verge of your next phase of your life, which is going to the University of Oregon. Why are you going to become a Duck, and what will you be majoring in?
I want to be a Duck because they have a lot of pride in their school, and I just want to be a part of that environment and that community. And I am going to be majoring in journalism at the University of Oregon.
There you go, as we see Jackson Heim busting one from the outside. And that being said, you know, with journalism, there's so much you can do. You can be a news anchor, you can be a news reporter, you can be a sports reporter, you can be a sports anchor. You know, there's so many different, you can be a content producer. What are you hoping to accomplish in the journalism world?
I want to be in the sports realm. You know, sports broadcasting has always been a big dream of mine, but I've been getting into more sports writing. So, you know, wherever it takes me, then I hope I can be successful in it.
And that being said, have you written any articles that we could see anywhere, or have you published anything, or is there anything you're currently in the process of working on that we could tap into?
Yeah, I've written a few. If we want to check them out, just let me know. I can send some your way.
There we go. We can see Sienna Morales and see her future endeavors as a polished writer and maybe a polished journalist. Now, I want to let you know, as a journalist, whatever you do, if you try to go on the on-air side, don't be discouraged, because I tell people all the time that when you first start being an on-air talent, first you're really bad, okay? Everyone is. Then you're not so bad, then you're average, then you're pretty good, then you're good, you're really good, then you become great. But it takes time. So don't ever be frustrated by where you are now, because it's just like an athlete. It's the time, the effort, and everything you put into it is what you'll get back in the long run. So remember, don't get discouraged if you're, I don't know, if you're a local reporter at some station in the middle of nowhere and your first story or your first live shot didn't come out well. It's all part of the process. It's all part of the journey. And your journey is not dictated by that one event. So soak it in. Remember, it's part of the learning process. And then remember, there's going to be more opportunities to be better the next time around.
Right.
And that's just not journalism. That's life, period. So are your parents, are they excited that you're going to Oregon, or are they going to miss their little girl and wish she was staying closer to home?
Yeah, they're excited for me, but every once in a while they get a little bummed out just knowing that I'm going to be moving soon.
Yeah. So that being said, that you're going to be an inspiring sports journalist, give us your take on this year's men's volleyball team that's playing great, 5-0 in region play, 20-7 overall. They won the first 2 sets. When it comes to this team, what are the strengths of this team?
I think that their offense is really strong. I think they got a lot of strong hitters like Diego, Owen, all of them. I think they have really powerful swings. I also think that defense is a big part of this team. You know, they're able to cover a lot of ground, so it's a good-looking team, and I think they can make it far in the postseason if they, you know, keep up this momentum.
Now, how big, because you guys went on that tremendous run, is to be really unified and to be close, to have strong relationships. How much does that factor play, Sienna, in the course of success of a team as you trying to grind through the playoffs?
I think it's huge because, you know, having that chemistry is really important on the court because you're able to be on the same page as your teammates, you're able to communicate better, and I think that ties into success on the court and just in general, like with relationships and stuff like that.
So for Seton, they're ranked number 3 in the state, Odyssey Institute. They've struggled, they're 4-17. How important is it for Seton just to continue to not overlook any opponent like the Minotaurs and just try to keep the energy up at all times and really maximize the effort against a team that might not be as skilled as they are?
Yeah, I think it's important because it's good for teams to stay grounded, especially heading into playoffs, just so that they don't get too overconfident. Because at the end of the day, any team can make a run. Like just like us, we weren't the highest seed, but we still made it pretty far. So it's important for us to just, you know, keep our heads stable, keep pushing, and, you know, just be humble about it, because anyone can beat you at any time, to be honest.
And right now, surprisingly, in the third set, the Minotaurs with a 7-5 advantage as they're looking to extend this one to a fourth set, and that's going to be out, and the Sentinels will go back on serve. And tomorrow night, for the Sentinels, they take on Cicero Prep, which is essentially for the region title. You've been in that situation before. What's going to be the energy like for the boys when they're on the floor here at home with a chance to wrap up the region title, and which is the first step, of course, into the bigger ambitions and goals of this team?
I think the energy is going to be high, especially it being senior night tomorrow. So I think they're going to have, you know, a lot of pressure on their backs with it being for the region title. But I think it's important for them to just stay grounded, just know their game, know how to play, and, you know, come out with a win, hopefully. So
this is the first time you and I actually have interviewed, and you are on point. You are making this look very easy. So I'm going to offer this up tomorrow. If you're going to be here, you're more than welcome to join me in the course of calling this match tomorrow night.
Oh, I'd love to. I'll try my best.
Yeah, no, you're doing great. All you got to do is you see the plays, you see what you've seen on the court, and kind of walk us through. So we'll actually do a practice run on this one right now, as it's set in the middle, and then Owen McElvey high and hard in the middle, and needs to say, Sienna, that was the Sentinels taking control in the back end. Yeah, I agree with you. Should I try to commentate on this one? All right. That serve just floated out, unfortunately for the Sentinels, but Camden Gross coming into the game. Hopefully we can get this side out over here. Yeah, on the side out, it's going to be Francisco Orozco, who has more facial hair than I've ever had in my life. He was voted most likely to have a man beard by his sophomore year. Wow. Yes. So he has got it going on as Isaac Collin checks in, a junior outside hitter. And how connected, Sienna, are the girls volleyball team with the boys volleyball team? You know, we have, I would say honestly, we have a little bit of a rivalry, just Coach John being on both sides for us. I think that we've been planning for a scrimmage game against the boys team, but never happened. Maybe it's because they're too scared to play us. But, wow. You know, you never know. Boys side getting called out by Miss Morales on our way out. So gonna give us kind of like a look into next year's women's squad and how they're going to be next year. Oh, I am so excited for them next year. I think that it's going to be a good year for them. The only thing, the libero position's up for grabs right now, but whoever takes it, I know that they're going to do so well. I'm really excited to see how they play and how far they make it, and I know that from this run this year that they're going to, you know, use that and hopefully make a bigger run next year, maybe for a state championship, hopefully. There you go. And when we talk about growth of players, what kind of growth have you seen from Owen McElvey compared to last year when he got called up from JV and got some limited minutes, and now he's a dominant force on the court? Yeah, I'd say he's improved like immensely, because last year he was, you know, essentially just a newcomer to volleyball. He didn't really have like the skills he does now, but seeing how he plays this year, it's like night and day, because he's quicker, he has stronger hits, he's, you know, like a better blocker. It's really good to see. And he plays for the club team Rush out of Mesa, so he's getting a lot of those extra serves and spikes in to constantly improve his game, which has transformed him into an elite performer for this Sentinels team. The violation against the Odyssey Institute. Sentinels now up 12-10. And for the Sentinels, how important is it for them, Sienna, to take control of this and win this in 3 sets and just get off the floor and avoid any kind of injuries?
I think it's really important just to, get the game done because at the end of the day, sometimes championship seeding depends on sets you win. So for region being tomorrow, they're definitely going to be counting all the sets that they've won, lost, and this honestly could depend tomorrow's outcome for the region title. So make sure that they finish this game strong and fast so we can get out of here. They can get out of here, rest for tomorrow also, come out with a win.
And then also on top of it, senior night. And you've been through it. And what are the emotions going to be like for the seniors that are going to be playing their final regular season home game? Well, they've got one on Friday, of course, but to celebrate senior night here and to know it's going to be one of their final times being on the floor here.
It's really overwhelming, at least for me, it was. It's honestly really hard to play knowing that this is your last time playing with your best friends and all that. But I know that they're gonna have a lot of fun tomorrow. It's gonna be a great celebration for them. And hopefully we come out with a win also.
Yes, and of course, that tip will be right here on the Seton Catholic Sports Network. And as we look at the time for that match, as we kind of scroll down, as the Seton boys have now started to take control of this third set, now 15-11. That is a 5:30 tip. So that means for all you parents out there, drive home safely and make your way to John J. McMahon Gym. If you want to get some pizza, go right across the street to Pesto's, always rock solid. For all the students, go home, change, and come back and, get your Freddie the Flamingo wear on and support the team. And how big is it to have your fellow classmates out here, Sienna, supporting you and providing that extra burst of energy?
Oh, it's really big because, you feel the support all the way from the sidelines because you know that all your classmates, your friends, your peers are here watching you and cheering for you. I think that a student section really makes or breaks a game because, it allows for more energy, more or less energy. So a loud student section means a better game, at least for me.
Back on serve is Diego Kubisak, and Diego is a young man. He's got ridiculous hops. He's been a dominant force throughout this match, and with the hard serve to Orozco on the left side. Jelani Tyson firing it. Worked to Keppel on the end, and Keppel and the Minotaurs with some answers. Orozco, and Orozco wins it on that left side. And for the Minotaurs, they haven't won a lot of matches. Sienna, you have to applaud them for this effort in the third set. They could have easily waved the white flag and said, okay, time to start the bus, but they're putting up a fight here in the third set.
I think it's really good that they're, still have the foot on their gas. It's really important for teams to never give up, especially if you've been down, because, a comeback can always happen, especially with a team like us, because we're a high seed, so sometimes it could lead to us getting cocky. So it's important to always stay humble about it, be ready to play, and fight till the very end.
15-13, Pritchard in the back end, Keppel cross court. The answer by the Minotaurs, Orozco, and this time Orozco combo block of Brock Steele and Jackson Heim, 16-13. And what an impact Jackson Heim has had. Sienna, a transfer from St. Mary's, and what have you seen from Jackson Heim that has made him so conducive and producive? How about functional on the court for Seton?
Well, the main thing is his height, standing, he's 6'5", I would say. So that's definitely a big part of his game. He also has a killer swing, so that's a pain for defense to have to play against.
16-14. Now John Engelbert has pretty much got his starting rotation in because he's not wanting to waste time. He wants to wrap this up in 3. Pritchard, Robert Burns, and going up like a champ, Owen McElvey with a purpose. And just like that, Sentinels closing in 8 points away from winning this in 3 sets. Coming in on serve is Camden Gross, a sophomore, getting some opportunities. Camden fires it across. Good serve. Good top spin as Orozco with the misfire. And how important is it, Sienna, when you have like that serving specialist like Camden, who's found his role to come in to provide some valuable minutes for the team and in a specialty role and contribute in that factor?
Yeah, a lot of people overlook the roles that like serving specialists have, or, you know, like passers, but they're crucial to the game because like they can make or break momentum for your team or another team. They can also add a lot of like support and, you know, just give you a lot of points at the end of the day.
Sentinels with a block in the middle, 19-14. As Camden the Great going back to the service line. A nice little run for the Sentinels. Serving it right into Bear. And they're going to try to set up Orozco on that left side. Orozco right into Gross. Keppel across in that middle. Bear with the answer. Orozco once again set up. Gross is there. In that middle, McElvey. Or make that McElvey. Back end, Kubisak. Keppel blocked at the net. Minotaurs playing with a purpose. Little soft dink. Minotaurs have the answer. Pritchard. And that's a mistimed jump by Owen. And a rare mistake by Owen on the floor. 19-15. Francisco Orozco, junior, 6'2", 160. Showing some fight for the Minotaurs. Squad from Buckeye making the trek over to Seton. McElvey with the little dink in. And the Sentinels 5 points away as Isaac Collin checking in. Isaac with an opportunity. And Sienna, give us kind of a breakdown of what you've seen from Isaac in the past at the service line.
Yeah, his serves are really good. He has a nice float to it, so it's a lot for defenses to handle. His passing is also really good. I've had nothing but good things to say about his passing. He's really quick. He has, you know, he's very agile. He gets nice balls up for the setters, so nothing but good things about him.
And Sienna, correct me if I'm wrong, if the Sentinels needed someone to clean the rafters or the ceiling, I think Diego Kubisak could do that with a couple leaps easily.
Agreed.
Yes,
I agree with you.
Tremendous athlete, of course. Diego's has played sports throughout his time on campus. And there is the lovely Karen Self, who is on the end of the court. On the far side, of course, Karen Self became the Arizona all-time winningest girls basketball coach this season, and a tremendous effort by Karen, her longevity and what she's meant to women's sports on campus. And when you think about Karen Self and everything she's done for the basketball team and Seton and for women's sports in general, Sienna, what comes to mind?
I think she's so inspirational for all girls in sports because of her determination she's had and all the success she's had in basketball. I look up to her as a girl who plays sports because, you know, she's won so many games. She's so strong, and she's also like one of the kindest people I've ever met too. So big inspiration for me.
Isaac Collin on the serve. And Diego. And that one is ripped long on the far right side. Minotaurs hanging around. They'd love to extend this to a 4-set. Sentinels, other ideas. They want to get home and watch the latest edition of Daredevil Reborn on Netflix or wherever it's streaming on. Probably Disney Channel, of course. Are you a big superhero fan, Sienna?
I am. I'm a big Marvel girl. So.
Okay. Who is your favorite superhero?
Big on Spider-Man.
Okay.
I know it might be a little basic, but gotta love Spider-Man.
And how about the serve by Isaac Collin with the ace? And the Sentinels now 2 points away from victory number 21. Of course, our first time of covering the Seton volleyball team this year with these special guests from the women's team. Sienna Morales, the departing senior, giving us her quality insights and on volleyball. And of course, the girls squad as well, as Diego is tipped at the net, working that back end. Jackson keeps it alive. Kubisak across. Orozco is there. He's been everywhere. Little battle up the net, and that goes in favor of Seton. And now it's set and match point. And now it's Owen McElvey with an opportunity to close this one out. And he's getting the support from the bench as Owen
gonna top spin.
Ready to blast this one. And that's on the back row, tracked down by the Minotaurs. Off the rafters, they keep it alive. Owen, Burns, Kubisak, and Kubisak with the winner. And the Sentinels get it done in 3 sets. 25-8, 25-17, and 25-16. And Sienna, they get it done in convincing fashion. And before we let you go, your thoughts on the Sentinels win tonight?
Yeah, it was a good game overall. I think kept them to pretty low scores the whole time. Of course, there's always room for improvement, but overall it was a good game, and can't wait for the success to continue on throughout the week.
That is the lovely Sienna Morales, who played on James Johnson's girls volleyball team that made it to the finals this past season. Of course, Sienna, welcome back tomorrow, if you like, as the Sentinels will take on Cicero Prep. Pressure's on. If you want inspiring journalists, your opportunity to rise and shine right here on the Seton Catholic Sports Network.
I'm ready.
There you go.
Let's do it.
She'll be joining us tomorrow. That is the lovely Sienna Morales. And keep it locked and loaded. More to come from Sentinels Nation. Live interviews coming up right here on the Seton Catholic Sports Network.
I don't want to interrupt you. Sorry.
And we welcome back into John J. McMahon Gym. The Sentinels with a convincing 3-set victory over the Odyssey Institute, 25-18, 25-16, and 25-17. Joined by the outside force, a man who could easily jump out of the gym, sweep and clean the rafters. That is Diego Kubisak. And Diego, talk about this team coming in and taking care of business and winning in 3 sets.
We do it every day in practice. Starts in practice. We have great hitters. We just work together well, and I think we can make a great playoff run if we stick together and stick to our. We have good coaching, just like we were last year, even stronger than last year, moving down from 4A to 3A. And yeah, our goal is just to stay consistent so we can beat good teams. We have one more region game tomorrow, and we're just going to go take care of business.
And you kind of talk about that tomorrow is for the region finals as you take on Cicero Prep. You're talking about the chance to clinch the region and the championship right here on your home court. Give us kind of an insight of what the emotions will be like tomorrow night. And of course, it's senior night as well.
Yeah, so it's going to be senior night, hopefully loud, hopefully good student section. Just like last year, we had a region game, region championship game, and we went and took business on our home court in senior night, so it should be a great game. As long as the energy is high and everything, I think we should be able to beat them.
Squad has now won 7 matches in a row, and in the course of that tremendous run, you haven't dropped a set. What is making this team so in sync right now that you've been perfect these last 7 matches?
I think it starts with, in practice, we have everybody. I was hurt at the beginning of the season, and also Jackson Harm, our middle, was transferred, so he didn't get to start at the start of the season. So I think everybody coming together and being able to actually practice our starting lineup is a great help, and just staying consistent throughout the entire season.
So for you personally, senior night, what's the emotions going to be like for you, champ, as you walk on and knowing it's going to be kind of one of your final few times on this floor?
Yeah. Main emotion is probably just going to be happiness and leave it all on the floor. It's been a great past 3 years, and just want to end it with a winning season in playoffs. Hopefully we can make it to state, and yeah.
There you go. That is Diego Kubisak, a force from the outside, a young man who can jump out the gym. Check Diego and the Sentinels as they take on Cicero Prep tomorrow for the region title. Make it out here to John J. McMahon Gym. Keep it here. More to come from the Seton Catholic, home of the Sentinels, from John J. McMahon Gym on the Seton Catholic Sports Network. And we welcome you back because it's fluid and fast right here on the Seton Catholic Sports Network. Here with Owen McElvey. And Owen, how about this team? 7 wins in a row.
Yeah. In
that stretch, you haven't dropped a set, and you take care of the Odyssey Institute. Oh, they're known as the Minotaurs, but you put any kind of steam out in the Minotaurs tonight.
Yeah.
Winning in 3. Your thoughts on tonight's match?
Yeah, I think we did pretty good. You know, we got a lot to work on still, but with playoffs approaching, I think we're in a pretty good position. You know, this isn't like one of the best teams we've played, but we definitely kept things solid on our side of the net, and that's like the important part.
And the big thing tonight was not to overlook the opponent, and obviously in a match like this is your thoughts on when you get a team where you know the record isn't what it could be, and to come in with the same focus and get the job done quickly.
Yeah. The important thing is to keep the tempo the same on your side of the net. Like if the other team is playing slow and you're used to playing fast, speed it up on our side. We can't play down to the other team. That's a problem we've had in the past, but I'm pretty sure we're over it now. But yeah, we played pretty good on our side.
So let's go back 365 days when Owen McElvey was just kind of working his way from the JV squad to the varsity squad. And now a year later, you're one of the most dominant players in 3A. What has been the difference in your rise from being a player who's had to work his way, and now you are a force, you're a factor, you're a force to be reckoned with on the court.
Yeah, I tried out for club this year. That was like the big difference. That helped me a lot, all my coaches there, all the players. But yeah, mainly it's all the work off the court. You know, it's just a big thing. And yeah, I try not to let it distract me. I think volleyball is a team game. We got all these players. And I think if we just play together, we bring out the best of ourselves. And yeah, that's more important than playing individually. So.
And you kind of talk about all those extra reps. You play for the Rush club sports team, and obviously talk about all those extra reps and maybe helping your growth and building your confidence to bring it into this high school season.
Yeah, it's definitely helped. I've played some pretty good kids, you know. It's always bringing it back to like staying it on, keeping it on our side of the net. You know, the tempo never changes. Always anticipate the other team being better than you think they're going to be. So then your expectations are up here. Then you're going to play up here. You know, don't underestimate anyone. Just again, play your game. So.
Tomorrow night, big one. Region title, Cicero Prep. Your thoughts of getting it done and clinching the region title right here on home court. And of course, senior night as well, and saying goodbye to some of your teammates that will be playing their final regular season matches. Of course, there's the one on Leading Edge on Friday as well, but then possible a couple home playoff matches. But knowing that the time here for those seniors is winding down on home court.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a lot different. Like, you know, last year we had like 6, 7 seniors, and it's a big difference. But yeah, we're going to just celebrate them tomorrow, finish our job. You know, we can beat these guys tomorrow. Keep things simple on our side of the net. Don't overestimate them. And yeah, I think we got region in the bag.
There you go. That is Owen McElvey, a young man 365 days ago. Worked his way from JV, now a dominant force for the Seton volleyball team. Come and watch him tomorrow night as the squad goes for the region title, taking on Cicero Prep. Of course, the live coverage right here on the Seton Catholic Sports Network. Keep it locked and loaded. That's Owen. I'm Joe. John Engelbert's coming up right here from John J. McMahon Gym. And we welcome you back to John J. McMahon Gym here with the head coach of the Sentinels volleyball team, John Engelbert. And coach, this team rolling 7 straight match victories. You haven't allowed, haven't given up a set in that stretch. And tonight we kind of talked about it in the pregame. You looked at the Minotaurs. Of course, their record is not what they were hoping for, but it's not really about them. It's about you and your team taking care of business, and you guys do that, winning in 3 sets.
Yes, that's what we've talked about most of the season, and especially tonight, focusing on our side of the net, making sure we're cleaning up what we need to work on so that we can get better. And it's not just about the win, it's about us getting better throughout the day. So, and doing what we need to do to take the next steps as a team, because we got a tough one tomorrow, and we have bigger goals throughout the playoffs too. So just focusing on our side of the net, and we did a good job of that tonight.
And what was very interesting in this match, John, is that you kind of talked about the team focusing on IQ and discipline, and along the way of seeing so many good performances tonight, you had the opportunity to work some of your players to get them some experience, some valuable experience, not just about now, but also building that experience for future matches.
Absolutely. The biggest one change that we made, especially in that 3rd set, was we changed setters. I got to have my sophomore setter in there, the guy who presumably will run my offense the next 2 years. He gets some good experience working with some good hitters and some decent volleyball. So, but that was the goal, is to try to get some younger guys in, get them some good experience, and give them a chance to get comfortable at the varsity level playing like that. So it was good. We got a chance to get the guys in that we wanted to tonight.
And John, you guys are rolling 7 straight matches in a row, haven't dropped a set, and now you get Cicero Prep for the region title tomorrow night. And what is that like, John? You've been part of that situation. You won a state title with Seton back in 2016. Give us kind of the emotions that'll be flowing for the young men as they step on the court with a chance to be the #1 dog in the region, and of course the mixed emotions as well, because corresponds with senior night as well.
Yes, yes, absolutely. It's a special moment. It's a special opportunity that the boys have earned. They get a chance to go honor the seniors. They get a chance to put up another year on that region banner, and a chance to do it for the second year in a row. It's a special opportunity that the boys have earned. So there's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of, I know the guys really want that win from tomorrow. But I know they're gonna be out there enjoying it with their teammates and the seniors especially. But it's a special moment. It's a good opportunity, I think, too, for the boys to really see their hard work pay off that they've put in this year. They get to see it pay off.
John, the season is winding down. How valuable is it to end this season with that very long winning streak? Then, of course, you get that week break that we've kind of discussed, and then go into the postseason refreshed, but with momentum, knowing that you got this tremendous winning streak with all kinds of momentum going into that first round matchup.
Absolutely, yes. You want to peak at the right time, and that's what we're starting to do. You know, we're playing our best volleyball at the end of the season. We spend most of the season trying to figure things out, kind of tweak some things, figure out what our best lineup is, and we're at that point now where we found what our best lineup is, and we found what makes us work as a team, and that's what you want. You want by the end of the year to be playing your best volleyball, and that's what we're doing right now.
That is John Engelbert, the head coach of the Sentinels. They get it done in 3 sets. A big matchup tomorrow night, taking on Cicero Prep for the region title. Of course, the first serve and spike starts at 5:30. Pre-game right here on the Seton Catholic Sports Network starts about 5:25. Powell Hutchinson on the live stream, yours truly on the call, and a cast of millions making it happen from the campus of Seton Catholic right here off Ray and Dobson Road. For Coach John Engelbert, I'm Joe Pequeno. Everyone, have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow right here on the Seton Catholic Sports Network.